Okay, I am back again, and this one should be better. So what I'll do in the meantime, while you're jumping back in, I will disable the other one so nobody gets in there by accident, and we'll just carry on from here. Alright, yeah, I see you guys coming back, so that's good. So let me just quickly disable the other video so it doesn't get uploaded, so people don't get too confused. And we'll just take it from here. Yeah, this whole idea with the camera unfortunately is really failing, and I will need to, I mean, not this one, this is not bad, but I'm just saying that it could be way better if my webcam actually worked, and I think this is the point where I have to invest into a better webcam now. Right, okay, so let's get into the chat, and we will resume, and we can actually carry on with our discussions. Right, okay, so we'll just take it from here for now. I'll put that one back a little bit. And so how's everybody been doing? Yeah, and then you get to see that bit here, which I would rather not, but oh well. Let me just see if I can maybe move towards this. Yeah, there we go. That should be a bit better now. And we can just cover some of this stuff up. Oops, careful, Steg, don't fall over. Don't want that to happen. Okay. Yeah, we'll need to probably do something about this bottom bit here, because it seems that the camera on the phone still kind of captures it unless I put it up a little bit. Like so. Maybe that would be a bit better. Well, there's already Stan the T-Rex, so I kind of no. I think we should keep experimenting. I don't want the Steg to be a plagiarism for something that already technically exists. So keep the names coming in the meantime, and so yeah, I mean, wanted to respond to some comments that I recall were made as of recently, so yeah, I tell you what, that's a good idea actually. I am I mean, I've never been a hardcore Marvel freak or anything, but I do actually, I happen to be of a very good opinion about Stan Lee, and I think we should definitely do that. So let's just do a moment of silence. How do you want to do it? Maybe a minute perhaps, or do you think maybe only like about a few seconds would be alright? What do you guys reckon? Normally people do a minute, but I just kind of think, wouldn't it be weird if we just sat here for a minute absolutely doing nothing? But it depends. It's up to yourselves, guys. How do you think you want to handle it? I'm up for anything. Yeah, I would have thought that few seconds would be good. Okay, so Okay, a few seconds now. A moment of silence for Stan Lee and for his legacy, and that hope it never ever dies. Well, I think that's pretty much gone now, so we're okay for, I think we've done our part. And sorry if you heard any background noise, that must be somebody coming back home from work. But also I will have to play around a little bit eventually with camera angles and maybe get myself a smaller tripod so I can, we don't have the space here. You know, so maybe we'll have to actually move this fella like so, just so that I can fill that other space up a little bit. Yeah, it's a plastic toy basically, although very nicely done, and surprisingly, although without the padding, surprisingly it actually fits my head. But it's, oh my god, it's extremely awkward trying to talk when wearing this thing. It's so insane. Sorry about the plane, by the way. But yeah. I haven't actually seen the Shazam trailer, to be honest. I mean, from what I understand, it's DC, and to be honest with you guys, I'm just really not a big fan of DC Universe, especially lately. I mean, like I said, Christopher Nolan's trilogy and maybe even Tim Burton's Batman trilogy, they don't count, they're more of an exception. I do recall some really decent films when I was a kid, watching Christopher Reeve as Superman. That was kind of interesting. But I was always like, you know, Jurassic Park, Land Before Time, Denver the Last Dinosaur kind of guy. I wasn't... The only things that I watched from comics were the... trying to remember if it was the 80s, I think it was the 80s Hulk, which has a really awesome introduction theme song to it. And I watched the old school Spider-Man series as well, and even though I struggle to remember the exact dates to give you the exact, you know, exact ones, but I will be able to pinpoint once the video is over to drop some info on that. Sorry if I'm gonna be eating some cookies, because cookies are awesome. You see here, there's cookies. But yeah, let's hope that Stan Lee's creations don't get butchered by this new generation of craziness that's going on in the both comic book, film, Hollywood and everything. What is, by the way, speaking of, what is the real difference between the cookies and the biscuits? Somebody tell me, please. What is the difference between them? I don't really know what to expect, man. I honestly don't know. It's tough world we live in, to be honest, at this point, and it's really movie makers and game developers, you know, people who are basically in the creative industry right now, they're completely out of touch with their fandom and with reality. So I don't know what to expect. I'm afraid to make any predictions. I'm honestly sometimes afraid to make any predictions. Because a lot of times if I say something and it comes true, I kind of start feeling a bit guilty of it, because it's like it's almost like I kind of, you know, oh shit, I said that and it happened, you know, one of those, like it's like I jinxed it or something, you know, and I kind of don't want that to happen. I don't even know, but the truth is, though, the real truth is, I don't actually know what to expect. I really don't know. Put the cookie down. Yeah, I love this one. This is one of the awesome um, Arnold's quotes. I love it, and the film was awesome as well. The airplane noise, always. But hey, the plane's gotta fly, so what can we do? But yeah, I wanted to respond to some things. Uh, One of the funny comments I just found recently, um, and I mean, it's like obviously everybody here probably watched my video when I responded to Trade the Explainer, so everyone is aware of basically what was going on in that time. And it's like an at least year-old video by now, if no more than that. I think it's like a year and a half now, to be honest. In any case, um, the point is, I love it when somebody posts something in the spirit of, I'm going to like make a video, like this channel is a waste of time, so he first establishes that apparently it's waste of time to come to my channel. Okay. Which already begs the question, why are you here? Where did you hear this? And then it goes like, I'm gonna go and make a video about everything where you are wrong. I don't mind. I never claimed to be above criticism, you know, I never claimed that, and that's okay. So make it. Go make it then. Seriously, if you're watching this video right now, whoever you are, I don't remember, your name was bloody long, I couldn't even be bothered to remember. It's just a typical NPC response anyway, but since you did decide to come here and just throw your trashy comments around, go make yourself a video and let everyone know that AK Rex is wrong about everything he said in that video. So, yeah, I would be happy to see what this guy comes up with if he ever makes one. But that's kind of reminding me of these times, you know, when you are on a street and somebody comes up to you and tells you that they're gonna punch you or they're gonna knock you out for whatever stupid reason. And when you say, go on mate, do it. And they don't do shit. That's right. They don't do nothing. Just me, you know. And that's what's funny, you know, that's what's funny. All the loudmouths are always the ones who never end up doing shit. And that's what kind of makes me laugh, to be honest. And that's why I decided to kind of let you guys know what sort of idiocracy sometimes people have to deal with. And I expect more will come. It will, inevitably, it will. There's no stopping that. And I cannot prevent them from doing so. It's their right to freedom of speech, you know. At the end of the day, I'm an advocate for it. So, you want to say something, but don't expect that I will not say something back. If you have the right to say something, I have the right to say something back, and that's the whole point. And you're gonna have to deal with consequences, and that's just how it is. So let's see what y'all are saying. I like Ankylosaurus, for sure. Yes, Hood Angel, it is annoying. I agree with you. The point is, try not to take it personal. It's their problem that they are trying to be like that, unless they have any constructive criticism to whatever it is that you are doing, and they can provide you with good reasoning and facts behind it. Usually, most of the time, it's complete trash talk. Just try to separate one from the other and you'll be fine. I promise you. Yeah, exactly. It's exactly the same thing. It's like when you have this stray dog who is loud, you know, who is basically barking at this freaking every truck or bicycle or car that drives past, and yet it never bites. It never bites. Well, I'll be honest, I mean, Tarkia and Kylosaurus, you know, Psychania, etc., Euoplocephalus, they're all kind of similar in their regard. They have their mind, you know, they have their differences, both in sizes, in their shapes, in the osteoderms and stuff, but they kind of follow the same basic pattern, and it's not like you can really, I mean, you can distinguish, there are differences, there are obvious differences, and, you know, if I pick Ankylosaurus, that's not to say that the other ones that I just listed aren't on that list either. It's pretty much kind of includes them as well. I mean, Echinocephalus, for example, is another one I like. It's a very weird looking one, small one, and it's really cool as well, which is gonna come out as a kit as well. So we're definitely gonna get that done. No, a Sauropelta is not an ankylosaurid. A Sauropelta is a nodosaurid. Nodosaurids and ankylosaurids are a member of Ankylosauria, I think. That's how it works. Yes, big noses are cool. I don't know why, but dinosaurs with big noses have something about them. Just generally, creatures with big noses are somewhat interesting. That's one of the reasons why I always found goblins cool, for some stupid reason. Like, as a kid, I used to like goblins. So what else you guys been up to in the meantime? How's your week been up to this Thursday? I haven't. Hold on a second. What's the other one? Yeah, well, the fact that I haven't basically recognized the abbreviation for the other tells you that I probably don't know what it is, and I never played Fortnite, so I don't know what you guys think, but I mean, as in like what the impression you got. But I'm not a hardcore gamer. I only play games that I like hardcore, but I'm not out there grabbing every new and trendy game there is just for the sake of playing it. I'm not that kind of guy. I don't actually even have a lot of time to play games, to be honest. Sorry if I'm turning away sometimes, because a lot of times I have to look at the screen to be able to read the chat, because my phone text is too small, and it goes away after a few seconds, so I don't have time to read it, so I have to look at the big screen. Yeah, that's the thing, I'm not really into the Avatar stuff. I watched the movie, the first one, and then after that, it just kind of, I forgot about it, to be honest. Despite the fact that it was like considered to be revolutionary in CGI and stuff, but it just didn't really leave me with anything really deep, you know. I watched it, I was entertained, and that's about it. Yeah, Sauropelta is kind of cool as well. Although I'm not gonna be making Sauropelta, from Nodosaurids I only plan to do the Polacanthus because it's British and because I don't remember anybody actually making a sculpture of a Polacanthus as well, so I want to try something a bit different. But Nodosaurids will have appearance in my list of work, hopefully sooner than later. Yeah, that's the thing, like I don't even have a Twitch account, I don't think so. I mean, if I'm ever going to be doing any kind of, you know, gaming videos, if it's gonna become a thing at any point in on a channel, then I might create a separate gaming channel for it, and might even re-upload all my older IL videos and all of that in that channel. But for now I just keep everything here, but if there's ever going to be a thing about doing like hardcore gaming, you know, videos, you know, like proper gamer, you know, walkthroughs, like, which is like sometimes made up of 10 or more parts, you know, other than just like a one-off video every so often, then yeah, I'll definitely probably have to introduce a separate channel. But for now, I just don't see the need for it, and I kind of want to focus on doing like these kind of things, you know, just talking about stuff. And this is me just experimenting with a new background. So the angle obviously right now is completely off, and I'm still gonna be trying to sort this out. I'll need to get myself a small tripod so I can fit the camera better on my table, and I can then use a very nice kind of background while either sitting and talking or standing and talking. So there's gonna be different stuff. So there's gonna be a lot more of my face. Whether you like it or not, you'll have to deal with it. If you like it, lucky. If you're not, if you don't like my face, tough luck. So that's how it goes. Let's see what else. What else? Yeah, Borealo Pelt is amazing, and I specifically think it's an awesome way to kind of make this one, because it's got so much articulated preservations that you can pretty much directly go after the specimen itself. And yeah, it's definitely a good one. Thanks for noticing that as well. That's a good one. When I see what in a message, okay, this, I don't know, it's just a bunch of characters that don't make any sense to me. Part of it is a smiley face, the other is just a bunch of brackets. Don't make anything out of it. That's just how I am. Let's see what else. Zool, yeah, Zool is an interesting one too. That's an interesting one, definitely. I think we better lower the camera a bit just so we can focus a bit more on that steg. Maybe. Yeah, I'm sorry about this. Just try to ignore this area for now, okay? Just for argument's sake, let's just try to ignore it at the moment, okay? Because I kind of I will have to do something about this later. So, but it's a good thing that we're doing it now because we're experimenting, and I also get to hear your thoughts about it if you have any. So. As you can see, it's almost halfway down, so we'll be ready to resume this. I think I've got all the tools I need here, so we should be good with that. What do you mean that Zool is a privately owned specimen? I mean, there's gotta be... it cannot be. No, I mean, well, obviously it could be discovered by them, but has it actually ended up in a museum collection? I pretty much hope so. No, that's heresy. That is heresy. Somebody get me a flamethrower. No feathered ankylosaurs. I don't care how much anybody likes them. They are not supposed to be feathered. So yeah, that's heresy. So get me a flamethrower. Yeah, I know, it makes me cringe as well. I've seen some of the artwork examples like that, and I absolutely just cannot look at them long enough without being, I don't know, guys, I don't know what you call that. I was gonna say triggered, but I don't know if I'm really triggered or if I'm really disappointed at the lack of, you know, at the lack of effort, you know, of the artist trying to instead direct this effort at making something that's more true to science rather than making all this effort to try to be different, you know, to stand out, you know, like, nah, don't like that. I don't like that. I just prefer to see things how they really are. I like facts. I like honesty. I like accuracy to the best degree possible. I like when people make good effort at doing stuff properly. Laziness, nah. Can we stop talking about feathered ankylosaurs, please? I mean, I'm gonna get nightmares after this. Seriously, guys, come on. Be let's be merciful, okay? Let's be merciful. I cannot walk out of this session and have nightmares about feathered ankylosaurs. That's just not meant to be. Please, like, spare me that, please. Unless you really want to troll and make me have these nightmares and then come back and blame someone here in this chat, I think it's not a good idea. I think we should not do that. Well, exactly. That's what I'm saying as well. Everybody's entitled to have opinions or preferences, but if they are voicing them out there, that means that in a public space, I mean as well, that means they should be allowed to scrutinized. Because that would not be fair if somebody just says, yeah, I think this and this, and then nobody can just say, you know what, mate, I disagree with that, and here is why. People should be open to having these kind of conversations, and the point is to get the knowledge, to get the truth. It's not to win the argument. If your argument is crap, then you abandon that argument and adopt a new, better argument. Make a good argument. And that's all it is. No, whiskers on theropods are heresy. Get out of here. Well, 24-meter T-Rex is fantasy, but we do like fantasy to a degree. I like realistic kind of fantasy, the fantasy that kind of like that has magic aspect to it, and something that does not exist in real world, but something that can be somewhat explained to a high degree, and something that doesn't violate the rules of physics or common sense. I kind of like that sort of thing. So yes, I mean, fantasy is one of my favorite genres, and for somebody who likes fantasy, I must admit I haven't read a whole lot of books for fantasy. I intend to make some corrections to that. I want to read some more, and maybe share my thoughts here as well. I mean, for somebody who is working and trying to write a fantasy novel, which I haven't done for a while because I haven't had the time to get back to writing in the last couple of weeks, but I do need to read more so I can understand a bit more of how people do it and see what's good and what's not good, and just get a better understanding of it. Well, yeah, of course, because apparently that's an argument. Because Alamosaurus was big and needed to have predators, so therefore there has been 24-meter T-Rex that existed, although we have no record of it. We don't have any record of it whatsoever, but apparently it existed because I said so. Yeah. just tell that guy to get out of here, just say, mate, get out of here, seriously. Like, oh my god. Well, if he's gonna get back to making dino-related videos, I just hope that he's gonna actually make them as they are meant to be, not misleading and actually informative. But ever since I, made that response video, I haven't really seen him doing a lot of them. He's done a few, but that kind of, again, I don't want to be drawing conclusions prematurely, because we never know. Maybe he's busy with something else, maybe he's got a different job, and maybe he's got I don't know how old he is, I don't know anything about him. Maybe he's got a family and he's having some difficulties, so he doesn't have the time to produce dinosaur related content, which requires a lot of research. There's many reasons why he may not be doing it. Okay? However, if he does do it, I hope he does it better. That's my only point, because the point is to get better at things, not to just push an agenda. The point is to get to the truth and knowledge as it is. Well, yeah, of course. And plus, it's not like Alamosaurus is the only item of prey available, right? Right? Well, yeah, I mean, to be honest, yeah, I know he made a video, but again, I have a few points to add to that, maybe, if I were to rewatch it again, and just because I don't remember exactly his rhetoric, but I do remember that there were a few things that, in my opinion, he didn't quite address, because at the end he kind of all wrapped it up in a way that, yes, but no, kind of, that's the sort of thing that I heard from it personally, and I wasn't the only one. I had other people getting back to me with the same kind of impressions. So it's like independent people come, different people coming to me, most of whom are coming to the same conclusions as I did. I thought it was just me, but then I realized it wasn't just me. So obviously I would say that, yeah, it needed maybe a longer time to actually really be straight up. Okay, I got this wrong, I got that wrong. Shouldn't have done that. Points to take from home from this. We make mistakes, we accept them, we acknowledge them, we move on, we make things better. It should have been really as simple as that, but maybe with a longer video to actually address the points properly, and that would have been fine, like 100% fine. But that's not quite the impression I got. I'm happy that he did it still, I'm happy that he did it, don't get me wrong, but I kind of still think that he could have done it better. But that's just me. Oh, crap. My screen is about to... sorry, just a second. I need to grab my TV remote. Because my big screen is a TV screen, and it requires sometimes, if it remains, idle, it goes off, so I'll have to click to make sure that it doesn't come off randomly. So... I don't care how many dislikes it has, because I know exactly where these dislikes came from, and that's what I know, and that's enough. Those who want to learn, they learn something. Those who don't want to learn, they don't learn, and they just carry on with their NPC bullshit. That's my opinion on it. And that's one of the things I wanted to bring up. If you see, guys, here, if you see on my channel anybody make any kind of NPC sort of response or trolling kind of comment, ignore them. Seriously, don't respond to them. Unless there is a legitimate point of criticism to discuss, okay? Unless there is a legitimate point of the criticism to discuss, do not respond to it, by all means. Don't validate their presence or existence, okay? It doesn't matter, even if they call me whatever names, it doesn't matter. I'm fine with it, I can take it. Like I said, if somebody calls me a dick, that's fine. I'm a dick you love, or I'm a dick you love to hate. It doesn't matter. I don't care. I'm not here to be loved by everybody, okay? I am here to share my work. I'm here to give people certain, interesting things, thoughts, share certain news and aspects of dinosaurs and paleontology, and focus on the real facts. I'm not here to make people happy. I'd like to make people happy, and I hope what I do makes people happy, but if somebody gets offended by it, and if somebody doesn't like it, I don't care. Hello, Yusiku, how are you doing? Yes, we can, because we are nearly there. It's because cookies kind of, well, biscuits, okay, fine, biscuits, they kind of extended that period of time, but yeah, we're on it. Okay, we're good to go. So, let's. Okay, I'm gonna have to turn it around a bit and give you the butt shot again because I have to be facing it to see what I'm doing. So let's just get back to it. The chat continues in the meantime, so let's carry on. Just doing what we're doing here. So let's continue doing these little details here. Morris or Maurice actually is not a bad idea. I quite like that name. Oh, dude, okay, NPC is like, it's like a meme that's been recently going around, so just Google up the videos and watch it, because I don't want to be going into details, it's too long to explain where it actually came from. But if you want to do some catching up, I would advise to just watch a video on where the whole NPC meme came from. You will know exactly what it is. If you happen to be subscribed to channels like Geeks and Gamers, you know, and stuff like that, they also talk about it a lot. Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers specifically, he talks about it. So, hi Jeremy, if you're watching, which you're probably not, but anyway, what's up? In any case, yeah, just have a look, and you can catch up in the meantime. It's just gonna be too long if I'm going to delve deep into the explaining of what that means. Ah crap, biscuits, it falls down, so let's grab one of those little things, ding ding ding, and put that on here, and make sure it doesn't escape, don't run away. So yeah, what else going on? Okay, I don't have any way to reach my mouse, so if the messages got scrolled, so sorry if I missed it. Just retype it again if I missed it. There's something about Triceratops and I completely missed everything that's before that. Pachycephalosaurus. I'm currently drawing velociraptors and trees. Dinosaur train was sort of one of the reasons I wasn't. Yeah, thanks very much, Optimus Prime. And actually, when I was a kid and when I first watched Jurassic Park, I don't know why, but I actually kind of giggled when Gennaro was eaten by T-Rex. I was laughing like a sick idiot at that scene. I was like, his ass got eaten, you know, fucking awesome. I had remorse for him at all. I was laughing. Well, I mean, my dad was laughing as well, to be honest, to be fair, so it was like both of us actually cracking up at it, but yeah. Yeah, thanks Theo. That's basically the very short version to explain what NPC's meme is all about. The only difference is that in real life it's illegal to murder things. So yeah, while playing games you can murder NPCs with no repercussions. In real life that doesn't quite work like that, so you have to use arguments instead, and they will just self-destruct. That thing gave my nephew nightmares for weeks. He was about 8 years. Dude, I was about, I'm trying to remember, 1993. I was definitely older than 8, I think. Yeah, I was 9 in 1993 at that point. So about similar age as your nephew, but no, I was like laughing like a sick motherfucker to that scene. I was like, ah, he got eaten, he got picked up from the toilet. That was funny enough for me. That's just how it was. I kind of actually was hoping that it was gonna happen, and it happened, and I was very happy. See, yeah. And the only thing that kind of slightly disappointed me was that I wanted to see how Dilophosaurus actually tries to bite Nedry's face off. Like, that's one of the things I hoped to see, but we didn't really see that. We kind of saw a glimpse of it there and then, but I kind of was hoping to actually see a full shot, you know, being like, ah, yeah, yeah, you know, like, well, yeah. Dude, seriously, just Google it. Just try to find videos for it of like somebody like Geeks and Gamers or whatever, and they explain it very quickly and well to the point. If you won't make sense out of it, the point is that it's because of how stupid their responses to everything is and how they're always responding almost the same way to everything. You know, where it's so predictable that you don't even have to really switch your brain on because of just how retarded their responses usually is, and that's just basically what it is. So just have a look at it. Theo basically summed it up very nice and quick, but to give you a longer story, you might want to watch a specific video addressing that subject. No. Let's see. Yes, I know. I know what you mean by reassuring faith in karma. Yeah, definitely. That scene definitely kind of, you know, gave off that impression. I totally agree with that. Definitely agree with that. So what else has been happening in the comments section? I'm just trying to remember because I'm too far away from the main screen, and I need to kind of remember what was there. Oh yes, there was another comment I wanted to respond to, quite a good comment, but I was hoping that no, I haven't seen him yet. Yeah, how many people? We got 10. Nolan, are you here by any chance, by the way? Just let yourself known. If you are here, please let me know. Holla at your boy. Anyway, let's see what else is happening in the chat. Dude, let's not discuss this in detail. Like I said, I mean, you're welcome to your opinions, but let's not go too much into the political aspect of it, because it's gonna derail very quickly. I don't want this stream to derail into topics that we're not supposed to be discussing here. That's not what we're here for. I gave you an idea, Theo gave you an idea, just go out there later after this video, or if you want in parallel, look up a quick one and just research it for your own information. Okay? But we're not gonna be dwelling deeper into this. Oh, nice. Okay, Nolan, hi, how are you doing? So welcome to the stream, and I wanted to carry on that quick conversation we had when you posted your comment under my last video, because I was kind of hoping we could actually talk now, because there was no point to respond in a long text and let it be buried. Instead, we could actually just take it from there. So if you don't mind, can you maybe, just reiterate briefly what was the point you were making last time when we left off? and I will just pick it up from there and we can continue that conversation, if you don't mind, of course. I believe it was something to do with Trade the Explainer and a few other things you brought up there that I wanted to address, but I need a bit of a refresher, if you don't mind. Yeah, this is Maurice. By the way, is it Maurice or Maurice? Type in the comments, let me know where the stress falls. How does it work? How does it go? Is it Maurice or Morris? No, it's not pointy. It's like because of the camera, like the more I depends, and because of the lighting. It's not really that pointy. I mean, it definitely comes out pointier on the camera sometimes for some reason than it really is, to be honest. Well, pointy is mainly for stabbing. Like if I hit something that's gonna provide less resistance, more force focused in one spot, so it's like both stabbing and both like anti-armor weapon. And I'm gonna be like, I don't know, whatever. I'm just making shit up. It's gonna be a fucking Pachycephalosaurus. Right, so, yeah, Nolan, I remember now briefly. So, that's absolutely fine. Oh, it's laggy. That's not good. That's not good. That's really bad that it's laggy. I don't know, man. It could be that, but it could be because of the connection itself. Can everybody else say something, guys? Am I lagging on your end of the stream? Like when you're watching, are you basically are you getting any lags, or are you okay? No, okay, you're not getting like, yeah, it must be our connection then. So I hope I tell you what, I will try to respond to the points, and if you're struggling to understand, I will try, and just let me know in the comments, and I'll reiterate it in the comment section as well later when I finish the stream. So, but yeah, I'll tell you what, of course, like I say, that I always like to kind of especially lately, after like time has passed and everything, I've learned some things too of my own. And I will say one of the things I wanted to stress in this situation, specifically with Trey as well, is that at least I respect him for finally, when it was due, to admitting that he was wrong. As in, like, he was obviously going back and forth with me in the comment section under my video, trying to make arguments, but at the end of the day, he admitted that, well, my arguments were stronger than his, and he accepted it, and that's good. So, I don't know if he would have done it the same way if I were to come to his channel and start this kind of conversation under his video. I don't know if he would have accepted it just as much, or he would have outright deleted it, because I haven't really interacted much on his videos in the comment sections. So unfortunately, I cannot really say much. What I can say, though, is that it's, you gotta always, it's not just about proving someone right and proving someone wrong, it's about making sure that which argument, put both arguments on the table and see which one holds up to scrutiny and criticism, because nobody should be above criticism. And I'm fine when people criticize what I do and what I say and what I think, etc. You're welcome to do that. I encourage this. I encourage people to debate me. But if you have the right to criticize me, I have the right to respond to this criticism and criticize your criticism if I believe that it's incorrect. And I will have my own arguments. That's the whole point. We make arguments. And the more honest you are about it, the better, because fair enough, it might alienate you from certain portion of people by being honest and direct about it and spot on, but it will in turn later attract the people who value you for this and who will respect you for that. And that's a lot better thing to have. Trust me, I already have been experiencing these things and it's amazing. I don't think he really has got that kind of influence anymore. Like I haven't seen anybody throwing in his videos in an attempt to support their arguments anymore. Like I haven't seen this for a very long time. So, you know, it's kind of obvious that these points that he was bringing up in those old videos, they are completely irrelevant now. And you know, some people just genuinely started thinking with their own heads a bit more than instead of just taking in whatever, you know, is being said. And you have to accept the fact that many people are, well, unfortunately are lazy. They don't like to go out and check their own sources and research, etc. They just want to be told something and they use that as if it's a common knowledge and treat it accordingly. So that's why I say if you're trying to educate, be responsible about it and educate correctly. I don't like people who have certain responsibilities who don't uphold to them properly. I mean, if you are claiming to educate something, you know, someone, I mean people, you are responsible for giving the right information. Otherwise, it just becomes the abuse of power, because you have the advantage, you have the strength. Because when you're teaching something, you're speaking from a position of strength. If you're talking from a position of strength and you are mistreating it by giving false information or providing the narrative that you want to provide rather than what it really is, then you're abusing your strength. And therefore you're being intellectually dishonest. And that's insulting people's intelligence. That's basically treating your own audience with disrespect, and that's not cool. I'm not cool with that. Oh, yeah, it's funny, yeah, you say that constant loop of criticism, but I would say not really, it depends. It really depends on what arguments are being brought to the table. Because the whole point is to make arguments. A lot of times I hear people say stuff, but what they say is not actually an argument. Saying, yeah, I believe that's plausible. I mean, it seems that it's possible. It's not impossible. Not an argument. It's possible because this and this and this. I find it plausible because this and this and that. That is something to have a premise and build an argument for. Just saying so doesn't make it so. You have to have a good argument in there. So Maurice, this guy is gonna be called Maurice. I accept that. I like that. Maurice is awesome. Right. Well, yeah, that's one of the... Nolan, that's a good one, actually. I wasn't the only one who noticed the whole point about how, back in the days when he was referencing his materials, it seemed like it was just thrown in there, but when you try to go backtrack on it, a lot of it wasn't even actually primary sourced. It was either secondary sources, just random articles online, and that's because people were buying into it. The thing is, not many people, I would imagine, were giving him honest feedback. And that's why it wasn't really kind of pressuring him into doing better. That's my opinion personally. I don't even think Of course, some of it may have, like I said, I don't want to pass any judgments because I don't know what's going on there. I don't know whatever reasons he may have. I don't want to accuse him of pushing an agenda, although frequently it came out that way. And that's how I saw a lot of things that he said in his older videos. But I don't see that anymore. And that's the whole point. What we're discussing here, that's what was back then. We're talking about at least year and a half thing that is already irrelevant. So that's what I'm just saying. I mean, obviously, I know you want to analyze it, so I'm happy to give you my analysis and views on where things went wrong, where could have been better, for the sake of learning. But we have to take into account that a lot of it is no longer relevant anyway. I mean, all of these old arguments that he made in the old videos, they are no longer valid. They are irrelevant. And there is evidence to support that. Yeah, you gotta love the good old self-contradictory things. Whatever. Yeah, I know what he means as well. Seen that a lot. Not necessarily with him, not necessarily with Trey, but I've seen that uh, in other people's work, shall I say, quite a number of times, more than I would have hoped to see. To be honest, I was as in no, yes, like I was hoping that it wouldn't be as often as I saw, but well, it was a lot of it. Not good, not good. Have to be consistent with your arguments, unless you change them, in which case it's okay to admit that if you consider that your old arguments are dated, that's fine. But if you're giving something out as a true at the time being and you're relying on that argument's validity to make more arguments, then you should be careful. So I'm just gonna bring this forward to the camera a little bit just to show you what's been going on here. Well, first of all, my name is supposed to have, my first name is supposed to have an E at the end as well. So this is actually the incorrect spelling, because I researched how to properly spell it in European or English, Latin, whatever. That's actually, it should be with an E at the end. Then also to pronounce it, it's gonna be Arsen Kazaryan. Kazaryan, that's basically how you pronounce it in Russian language, and that's also how you pronounce it in Armenian language, because I am actually of an Armenian origin. In English, it's also should be Arsène as well. Like, try to kind of see if you can do the more French style of pronunciation when you put the stress on the second syllable. So you say Arsène. And surname is probably Kazarian in English. At least that's what seems to be the easiest way to pronounce, and I don't mind that. I think that's accurate, I guess. I accept that. And of course, I've seen people, you know, there and there, you know, making silly kindergarten jokes about my name as well. A few times it happened before. Whatever. You know, if that makes you laugh, I'm fine with it, because, you know, at the end of the day, laughing only extends your life, and provided you're a decent human being overall, I don't mind you living a few years longer on this planet. Not that I really care anyway, but you know what I'm saying. The point, you know, the point. Right. Let's get more on this side done. I want to slowly build up these plates, detailing and then we will do some osteoderms on the side as well. And I will ask my guys from Paleo to review it and see if there is anything to be changed before I bake it. Because once I cook it, it might be hard to do stuff because you can only add on top of things once you bake it, but you'll not be able to take away from it. And that's what I will need to find out before I bake it, whether or not there should be something to be taken away rather than added up. Yeah, it's fine. I accept that. Yeah, I get stuff like that a lot as well. Like you know, not a lot lately, but I used to a while back. And to be honest, the more I started to ignore it completely and not give it, you know, enough acknowledgement, the less of these kind of jokes I was actually getting. Come to think of it. The more you get triggered, the more people will be tempted to trigger you. That's just the golden rule. And I'll be honest, I'm somewhat guilty of that pleasure myself. If I see some, you know, feather lover getting really triggered by my arguments, I'll make more arguments. Because let's be honest, it's kind of fun. Well, there are several reasons for it. First of all, there was no proper scale established for it. I was just going off randomly, and it wasn't really something like specific scale. That's one point, and the other point as well is that, of course, it was very, it wasn't accurate in many ways, because it obviously didn't represent the correct period, because it was anachronistic, as I later found out. I didn't know that at that point, I think. So I only found out later that apparently T-Rex and Deinosuchus never lived in the same period. So that was one of the things too. And because it was monster clay, and unfortunately you cannot make good quality molds of these kind of complex species from monster clay. It's too difficult, and that's one of the reasons why I had to go back to the basics and start fresh with these kind of things. Only this time I decided to go a little bit, you know, ballsy on it and make them 1:10 scale, which means that this steg will be about this size when it's finished with the tail and everything. T-Rex will be almost twice as big, like this, basically. So yeah, that gives you an impression of how freaking huge Tyrannosaurus was, despite being not the largest of the dinosaurs at all. Well, to my understanding, I don't think Sinoceratops actually lived in the same period. I don't really know a whole lot about where it was from. What I do, however, know is that Sinoceratops definitely, to my knowledge at least, did not appear in the same period as Velociraptor. You could try maybe getting an Odanoceratops there as well. This is a very frequently underrepresented animal, and it's probably like the biggest ceratopsid from that period and location. Okay, so let's see here. Okay, right. Let's just add a bit more of this detail here, like so. It's Udanoceratops. It's spelled with a U. In fact, oh my god, I can't really say it because I don't really know how to pronounce the name of the formation where they are from. Bollocks. Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's UDA. Udanoceratops. Yeah, Udano and then add Ceratops. That's the one. Right. No. How do you mean interchangeable? What do you mean? Oh, and yeah, okay. Here's the thing. No, the point is what I meant by that. No, like first of all, no, I haven't done articulated parts before, so and I don't think I will be doing that part anyway. I'm just gonna be focusing on the reproductions of the resin kits as they are. What I am gonna be doing is that, say for example, I have a body. Let's imagine for a second this is a body for a large ceratopsid like a triceratops. This body plan is extremely similar and perfectly possible to fit for both Triceratops horridus and prorsus, which means that I don't have to make a separate body which is nearly identical to represent a different species. What I can do is that I can put the separation at the neck part and simply use a different head design while using the same socket, so that I can then, say for example, if a customer wants to buy a kit of Triceratops horridus, then I use the horridus head. If he wants to get a prorsus, then he can get a prorsus head. If we take it even further, then if he wants, for example, a Torosaurus, then we can have a Torosaurus head instead, because, like I said, these animals are pretty much almost identical when it comes to their looks. If you remove the head, body plan is pretty much identical. The differences are there, but they are minor and negligible usually. Not to the point where it's actually going to justify for me making like a whole new kit from scratch. So that's the idea behind it basically. So imagine if you remove this and you just put a different head with the same socket here that makes it connect. For Triceratops, what is interesting as well is that it's possible for me to also paint them in such a way, and then when I will be doing the kit, I will also have the head magnetized. So that means that I will have only one body for a Triceratops, and I will have two separate heads that I can substitute via magnets by detaching it and attaching, and represent different species for videos and things like that. So, and also it means that the kit will be available for purchase for people like yourselves or anyone else out there who wants it. This is going to become a kit as well, by the way. This Stegosaurus, once completed and once molding is done, I will make sure that it becomes available as well as a kit. I can't say anything about the prices yet because I need to see how much will be the production costs and all of that stuff. We don't really have a whole lot about tricks, unfortunately. We know that it was, at the very least, it was about the same size as generally the large adult Tyrannosaurus Rex, which is give or take about 12 meters long, roughly. And we also know that it had pretty big skull, at least based on proportions. You can even tell that it's got a pretty nice and big skull. As a matter of fact, I'm going to be using the shape of that skull as the basis to do one of my T-Rex head designs for the T-Rex kit when I come to it. So, yeah, tricks will be one of them as well. I'll explain that in a second, what I mean by that. Similar principle that I've explained for my trikes, for my large Ceratops